Christian, and in today's video I would like to talk to you about Haitian cinema. But first off, there are various aspects of Haitian cinema I would like to talk about, and I'm gonna do it through two films. Now, to the first film, it's a classic theater film which appeared within the 70s and 80s of Haitian cinema, and the other one is a fairly new one. It's called I Love You, Anne. I'm gonna go briefly into these two topics because I think I would want to do another video where I go more in depth, right? So today's video is gonna be short. Okay, so the first film, I'm gonna be very vague about this film. I'm just gonna describe it because this film, I have the VHS to it, and I've been searching for it, and I want to upload it, and I want to put subtitles to it because I don't think subtitles exist for this film. It's an old film. It's an older film. I don't think it has subtitles. I'm gonna try to put subtitles in it and turn it from VHS to CD. That's what I want to do. But the first things first, I have to find the film. Okay, so the first film in Haitian cinema that I want to cover, and I'm actually going to go very vague into this one because I've been trying to find it for a long time and I can't find it. So it's this theater type of film from the late 70s to the early 80s, I want to say, because that's how the film looks. It looks like more dated, and it's a Languichatte type of film. Now, Languichatte in Haitian cinema is a type of theater. He's like an actor. He does films, but he's very popular with doing series within the 70s and 80s. And this film, I'm just going to do a general gist because I just want to introduce you to the idea of Haitian cinema. So in this film, it was like it was inspired by Romeo and Juliet. Okay, so Languichatte's daughter, she has been her suitor. They have been together for a little bit, and the thing is, it's time for them to get married. Like, they're of marrying age. So his daughter, the young guy that wants to suit her, they're talking about marriage. I'm guessing from the film he has already proposed, and now what they want to do is just start asking the parents. So the thing that happened is that the girl, all she wants the dad to do, Languichatte, and he's like a comedian figure in Haitian cinema, all she wants him to do is meet the guy's parents, her suitor, and have it go well. But she knows what type of dad she has. He's like a comedian, right? So you know something's gonna go wrong. So all that she wants him to do is just to basically talk to his parents and have the marriage be finalized. That's all she wants, for him to talk to the parents and then finalize the engagement so that they could get married. That's all she wants. And she says, Dad, please do not do something that's going to embarrass me. Please treat them, his parents, with respect. And so she lets him go and talk to the parents of the suitor. Now, one thing about this film I really love is that you could really get into it. It's a classic Haitian film. The only thing I don't like is there's no subtitles, so if you want to learn Creole through it, you have to have somebody like there to explain what's going on. But I love that it uses a classical theme of Romeo and Juliet to put in the film. It shows you how Asian people love classical themes and things to do with the classics. They're very influenced by European culture. So then he goes off to meet the parents of the suitor, and in the beginning scene, it's like he's making a dictionary, but the dictionary is of all ways to be offensive. Like he has I for idiot, Z for like S for stupid. Let me see. V for vapid. Like he just made a dictionary, and the wife is like, where is this going? Because he's always doing something. He's very like a flamboyant actor, right? And he does series of films in Haitian cinema, but in this film he's like, well, I'm doing this dictionary of this words. And so when he's doing this dictionary, the wife is like, oh, okay, where are we going with this today? Where are we going with this today? And he's like, oh, listen up. It is so interesting, and I'm gonna sell this dictionary, and it's gonna be so great. So then they have the meeting to go with the guy's parents, and the guy's parents to come over. They talk, and for some reason something happens where they say something kind of offensive about the daughter. And from this, the dad's like, you're not getting away with saying that about my daughter. Your son is not that great either. And so the husband and the wife of Languichatte, they're trying to make peace, because the only goal the wife of Languichatte has is to get their daughter engaged so she could go and settle with the guy that she likes, right? The suitor. And she doesn't want anything to go wrong, because that's the only mission of that she's supposed to do. And so the mother is not taking it lying down. So Languichatte is like, don't talk about my daughter like that. And the thing is, the argument begins to boil, and the husband of the guy, the suitor, is trying to tell her, look honey, calm down. And Languichatte's wife saying, look, remember what we're here for. And then remember what we're here for, and then but they don't want to back down. Languichatte does not want to back down. The wife of the mother of the student doesn't want to back down either. And so from this, what ends up happening is that they get into all out boil, and what he ends up doing is every word that he got from the dictionary of like this words, he begins to use it for her. So in Creole, he's like, you're vapid, you're an idiot, you're an imbecile, you're a thing, you're an idiot, you're the worm of the earth. And they begin to like fight, and they're like, you know, the wife of the suitor, the mother of the suitor, she's like, your daughter will never marry my son. So, and he's like, my daughter doesn't need your son, you're the worm of the earth. It ends up in a huge battle, and she's like, you've insulted me. Forget any engagement that was gonna happen between my daughter and my son and your daughter. And he slams the door in her face. The thing that's so funny about it is, you knew it was going to go wrong from the very beginning, because this is Languichatte here. This is Languichatte. He's always making things harder than they have to be. So then the daughter and the son, they come in, and they were just waiting, you know, to see, okay, did everything go okay? And then what happened is that the husband, Languichatte, he's like, you're not gonna get married to the guy. And she's like, what happened? What's wrong? And the mother explained that the dad screwed everything up, that they got into an argument. So then the wife is like, no, you have to make this right. You have to make this right. We have to go and humble ourselves and tell them what happened, and we have to correct the situation. We have to correct the situation. So then what ends up happening is that they go over to the suitor's house, the mom and the dad of the suitor, for their daughter. And what they do is that they come in, and the husband that meets the husband is very cordial, he's very polite, he's trying to make peace. And Languichatte comes in, and he's like, I came here, he says one of the funniest lines I've ever heard. He's like, I came here so that you could apologize for the wrongs that you said to me. Like, he comes to their house not so that he could apologize as the wife told him to do, but he came so that they would apologize to him. And so the wife is like, What do you mean, are you coming into my house after you insulted me and called me the worm of the earth? What do you mean that you've come into my home so that I could apologize to you? What are you talking about? So then another argument ensues, and it's solidified with Languichatte telling the mother of the suitor, you forget it, forget the engagement. Your son will never see my daughter ever again. Forget it. And they leave. And the Languichatte's wife, I think her name is Mantoute. Is it Mantoute? I'm not sure. She tells the guy, the husband of the father of the suitor, look, I'm really sorry about this. He's always like this, and he's trying to make amends for his wife getting out of hand too. They're trying to make peace, but he's like, I'm sorry that this had to be. I'm sorry, and she leaves. Mantoute leaves with Languichatte, right? And then now what happens is that Languichatte, she feels terrible, but he doesn't like the mother of the suitor, right? Because he feels like she's too haughty, she's getting ahead of herself, she thinks she's something that she's not. So they reveal to the daughter comes, and for some reason she knows something's off, because the way that the parents are looking at her, they look guilty. So she's like, so how did it go? And the mother reveals to the daughter that she's not gonna get married to the guy that she's been dating for like a year, they've been dating for a while, and their childhood like sweethearts, right? So she's like, man, what do you mean I'm not gonna get married to him? I've been with this guy, he's the love of my life. Or how could you have messed this up for me, Dad? How could you have messed this up, right? So then Languichatte, he feels guilty, but he hates the mother of the guy that she's suiting, and he will not bring himself to abase himself in front of the mother of the suitor. So then as this is happening, the guy, he goes up to his parents, and they tell him then that he's not gonna get married to the girl, that everything went wrong, the engagement fell through. And this is this way he said, you know what, I am 24, I'm not 12 years old. You cannot tell me what to do. I'm gonna get married to her whether you tell me whether you approve or not. And then what ended up happening is that they tell her, we forbid you forever getting married to, and we will not bless this union, right? So then the daughter of Languichatte, she comes, she's like frantic, because they really love each other, right? They've been together, they're in school together, and they didn't think everything was gonna be ruined. So then he goes and he tells her, he breaks to her the news, and she's so upset. She is just like upset. She's like, what do you mean we're not gonna get married? Like, how could this have happened? This is just horrible. So she runs off, because she's just really upset, because all she told her dad to do was just to make sure the engagement went through, and that he did not ruin everything to her like he's so used to doing, right? That's all he had to do. So she goes running to the street, and she's just frantic. She's frantic, and as she's going into the street, she gets hit by a car. So when she gets hit by the car, the maid of the housemaid of Languichatte, and wait. There's two people that come. They see that they've been hit by a car. She's been hit by a car. The taxi person that hit her, they decide to, with the suitor, to take her into the taxi, because they need to get her into the hospital, because she's just been hit by the car. So they drive her off, and they just frankly trying to get her to a hospital in Port-au-Prince, so that she could be treated for the shock that she instilled by being hit by a car. So then when that's what happened. They run off, and they're just trying to find a nearby hospital that will take her in to get her to safety, right? So she could get treated. And then so then the maid of the suitor's mother and father comes in. She said the daughter has been hit by a car, and the mother and father now, they're like, what just happened? Are you serious? And they're like, yeah, she was upset about what happened, and so she ran out into the street, and as she was running out to the street, a random cab driver just struck her, and now they're in the hospital. So now the husband and wife like, we have to go and find out what happened. So they go on a frantic goose chase to find out which hospital she's in, because you know this time cell phones was not really in, so they have to really go to every hospital to see where the daughter is internalized, because they have to see what like they have to make amends because she just got hit by a car. And then they're going, it's like a wild goose chase trying to find out what happened. And then I guess they get into the hospital, and then they call Languichatte's maid and Languichatte's doorman, and they tell him that the daughter has just been struck by a car, right? So now the maid and the doorman are like, we have to tell Languichat and the wife. So then Languichat and the wife, they're arguing. They were somewhere the whole day. They came back, and now the maid and the doorman is telling me, look, you guys, you have to drop everything that you're doing. You have to drop everything that you're doing, and you have to go meet your daughter because she's just been struck by a car. And Languichat, he's about to have a heart attack, because he's like, what do you mean she's just been struck by a car? He's like, she was upset. Their maid called us over, and they told us from the hospital that she was hit by a car because she was so upset. She ran out into the street, and now the wife, the suitor's mother, the suitor's father are on a wild goose chase. Languichat and his wife are on a wild goose chase to see what happened, to find the daughter. They're trying to find the daughter, and so they're going because, you know, they don't know which hospitals. They're trying to find the daughter. And so finally, in the ending of this film, they're in the hospital. They finally find, they track down, the whole family is in the hospital, this mother and the suitor of, okay, so to go back to what I was saying, so the mother and the suitor of are in the hospital. The Languichat and his wife are in the hospital, and Languichat is speaking to the cab driver, and the cab driver is asking him what happened. That so then the Languichat is speaking to the taxi driver, and what ends up happening is that the taxi driver is like, what happened? That this young lady just ran into the street and she almost got hit by a car. And he ends up telling her what happened is that we didn't accept their engagement, and due to us not accepting their engagement, she just ran into the street and she was really upset. And the taxi driver said this, he's like, you know what, you guys, through your selfishness, are making them pay for how selfish you two have been. You know, in matters of the heart, you can't influence what your children do. And just because you two didn't agree doesn't mean that you have to mess them up. And you know, you guys have to make amends. You have to come together to right this wrong. So it's like a whole Romeo and Juliet thing. They use several lines from Romeo and Juliet. And in the end, they make amends, and the daughter makes a full recovery. She's gonna be all right due to what the doctor says. She's gonna be okay. And that's how the film ends. So I'm gonna stop there because I was very vague with this one. So I'm gonna search for this tape, and I'm gonna look at all up and down. I'm gonna look through this tape, I'm gonna review it, and I'm gonna make sure I retell you the whole story. I just really love the story, so I did a vague telling of it. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try to upload it, turn it from VHS to CD, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put subtitles on it if I can do that. And I'm gonna try to do that because it doesn't have subtitles. It's a very old film, and I want you guys to understand because it's a very cool film, and it's very cute. I like it. So that's my video for today. My name is Languichatte. Thanks.